Hi, long time no see. Let's do. I really don't want to do it, but we finished our Isaac post-it last time, so the next logical step would be to do Maggie's post-it. And I mean, if we can get Maggie's post-it done, then we never have to play her again. Which I would say is a relatively good incentive to play her. If I say so myself. This is a little underwhelming, but you know, we take what we can get. It's not an active detriment, which is pretty fantastic given some of the runs we've had recently. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing quite well, I guess. The reason I answer so sort of, you know, uncertainly, I guess it's just because while nothing bad has been happening, I'm just generally, you know, a bit not, I mean, I'm not burned out in the capacity that I was previously, but just that, like, I don't know, I just have no energy. I'm not, like, tired and sleepy like I usually am. Like, I don't know, I'm a bit stuck at the moment, I suppose is the closest to being able to describe it as I can get. That, like, hold on. I'm, just, like, very much, trying to figure out what it is that I want to describe here. Because my brain is just gone. It's a lot of what is happening to me right now, which is that I feel fine and, like, want to do stuff. I want to talk to you, and I want to play this game, and I want to go and do all my chores and whatnot. But, I'm just in, like, a weird rut right now, where I ain't got it in me. I don't know. Like, I'm just a little unjuiced, is all I can really think to say. Like, I don't really know what it is. But I'm hoping that, you know, I went to the store the other day, and because I'm, like, you know, in my mid to late 20s, to not give all the information away, and as a result, I'm of the age where I can no longer sustain my body naturally, and I have to take supplements in order to keep myself alive. So I went to the store yesterday, and I bought some, like, multivitamin stuff. I have bought these things in the past and then just kind of neglected to use them. So I'm gonna try and get on top of that. The problem I have is that I'm very quick to drop a routine, you know? Like, I will start a routine and I will as quickly forget to keep doing it as a result of, like, one bad day where, like, not even a bad day, but just one day where my schedule gets messed up. I'm one of the people who will drop something very quickly, not willingly, but just forget to pick it up again. So for example, when I was much younger, I started going to the gym, and I enjoyed doing it. It was very hard work. I've not historically been the most fit individual. But I enjoy doing it a lot. You're kidding me. And then one day I was busy at the usual time that I would go. Like, I had to go somewhere or something. I don't really remember. It was a while back. And then I just never went again. That was it. It took me not going one time to then never go again. And that's, you know, it's a structure of behavior that I need to shake, because I do it often, but I don't know how or when I'm gonna do that. We'll see. But essentially that's what happened recently. It would be the reason that you've not heard from me in a few days. I would love to use this, but also I'm gonna do the boss first, I think. But yeah, that's why you wouldn't have heard from me for a few days, is because I've been you know, I got busy, and then being busy became my business. And so I just kind of got a bit lost in it. And kind of, oh my god, just like was not on top of recording Isaacs is really the long and short of it. Like I've established many times that I've been trying to get a backlog going so that I can afford to miss days, but it's hard work because these things take like up to an hour a piece, and you need to be able to have the hours to do that. If you want to get a backlog going on any one given day, you're talking like 3 hours of me sat talking to myself. My life isn't interesting enough to support that. Is the short version of what I'm trying to say. I don't do anything. I'm just a regular Joe. I'm just like you, for real. I don't really want to do any of this. Like, I'm thinking about it now, and I've walked into this room, and I kind of wish I hadn't. Because, like, what purpose does being in this room serve me? None, really. So, you know, that's my mistake. Since the last time we spoke, I've gotten back to streaming. I don't know if you can say that 1 week of streaming is back to streaming. I feel like technically no, because I could still as easily drop it at any given moment. There's nothing else here we really care about. So, we're gonna keep going. I have been streaming Minecraft Vault Hunters, which is a game I'm very much enjoying at the moment. And I'm thinking about, I might do one of my little community posts about this, but let's be real, not that many people are responding to them at the moment. I don't know if I've got the reach. About supplementing recorded stuff here on YouTube with some Vault Hunters there as well. So rather than just streaming, you know, right now I'm streaming Vault Hunters and then recording Isaac, so that I have a bit more, like, variance for my sake, and there's a bit more variance for your sake as well, that, I'll record Isaac's here, I'll record Vault Hunters there, and then I'll stream whatever the heck I want to stream. And that way, everyone wins, question mark? Is the question that I'm posing. I don't know if everyone wins there. I don't know what you want. You're not the most communicative bunch. That's not, I'm not ragging on you for it. But, you know, a little give and take is appreciated if you... Here's the thing. Okay, look, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I know I've already said it once, but I'm gonna say it again in this video. To the MF that disliked one of the Isaacs, you don't need to dislike my Isaac video. I don't think it... Maybe it stops YouTube from showing it to you, but there are other buttons to do that. You don't have to dislike the video, because I think that tells YouTube to stop showing it to anybody. And that's just rude, man. That's just not very nice. So, lay off. If you don't like the video, then leave a comment and be like, hey, I'd prefer if it were like this, or I'd prefer if you did this. And then I can choose to ignore you. Because realistically, I don't entirely, like, I care about what you want as far as I want people to watch and enjoy the videos. At the end of the day, I'm in it for me. I'm making them because I want to make them. And I'm gonna make them how I want to make them. But if you happen to say something that I'm like, oh, actually, hold on, this guy's spitting for real, then, I mean, how am I gonna say no? But, you know, you gotta be pretty based for that. And I'm the judge of what is and isn't in this domain. If you want to be in charge of what's based, go waste your life making Isaac videos. Oh my god. Wait, I got him to... Ow! I got him to step on the cloud or something? Are you on the cloud? But yeah, I mean, if I'm completely honest, that's about it, man. I went bowling, you'll be pleased to know. I did go bowling in the end, which, let me tell you, when I get out there on that lane, I'm like a different guy. I'm like Seabiscuit out there. It's what I was born for. I don't love Lord of the Pit. I don't love anything about this floor. I'll be entirely honest with you, I don't know where this run's going. I have no semblance of a build here. I'm gonna keep using Satanic Bible, and we're gonna keep getting devil deals, and that's gonna throw the entire flow of a Maggie run out of whack. And I'm kinda here for it. A standard Maggie run is not the most exciting. If we can find some way to do more damage and have less HP, that is my kind of run. High risk, high reward. It's over quickly one way or another. You either died or you didn't. And I would say that is the point at which this game shines. Not the ones where you're just incredibly tanky and everything takes 45 minutes. Because I can't build a backlog doing that. Anyway, I bowled the most mediocre game of my life when I went bowling, by the way. It was like 107. Oh, it was 107 to 109. It was myself and a friend playing. And I won by 2 points. I think... Wait, did I talk about this? Maybe I already talked about this, but I'm going to talk about it again. I apologize. That, the pins kept getting dropped by the machine between bowls. So if I, for example, bowled a 6, and then the machine dropped 3 pins, and then I bowled nothing, my score for that round would be a 9, because I bowled 6 and then I dropped 3. And that's how it was working, frustratingly. However, well, I say that's how it was working, frustratingly to the benefit of my opponent. I think I received one such boon from the bowling gods. Hold on, I'm a little stuck here. And I will say I'm not going to complain about the gift that I was given, because it was a nice one. I bowled like an 8 or a 9. And the machine picked up... yeah, I think it was a 9. I bowled a 9. The machine picked up the last pin. That was incredible. And dropped it, and I got a spare. I can't... You guys are all in the way? There we go. Woo. And I was on cloud 9 when that happened, man. That's the kind of stuff I live for, is like a funny little situation where... We've been seeing it all game, but you get like a little extra something out of it. I mean, that's just disappointing, isn't it? It's not what you want to see from your devil deal. We are receiving no buffs whatsoever this run. No angel deals, no devil deals. I'm wasting away. I would like to ideally receive an angel deal, and then pivot into devil deals using Satanic Bible after that. What we need to do is hit our angel deal next floor. We will have a 100% chance and a healthy supply of black hearts, so it shouldn't be impossible. It should in fact be almost guaranteed, so long as I don't do something incredibly stupid. But maybe it's not worth me, okay, well it's just a little bit rude, I think. Maybe that's not for me to say right now, lest I regret my actions in about 5 minutes' time. So the bowling was riotous, to say the least. It was pretty tubular. And then I had I. For those of you who know, for those of you who don't, I play Dungeons and Dragons with some American folks, a lot of like D&D, TTRPG influences. And that was a good time. It's the first time we've played in months. I reprised my role as the beloved halfling fighter turned paladin, Brooke Wellworth, I think was his last name. Who previously had a sort of nervous disposition And generally was, I don't know, I like to think of him as a bit of a straight man. Not too sold on the adventuring lifestyle. Who has found new comfort and enthusiasm toward adventuring via a blessing of paladinly magics, holy magics upon him by a silver dragon, which is pretty badass. And as such, oh, hold on. As such, he is, like, taking on the role of this, like, greaser, T-Bird, cool guy who's, like, walking around combing his pompadour hair and rocking a leather jacket. And it's pretty sweet. I will say, I've given absolutely no consideration to the similarity of that voice that I just did for the character to a certain other character that, is in the limelight right now for unpleasant reasons. Or at least the actor of said character. The man by the name of Justin Roiland. I don't think we should go too heavily into it. It's not the most lighthearted topic, but I will say it's pretty wild that that my boy Elon, like, probably I would say, like, almost completely unsurprisingly stepped up and was like, but Justin Roiland is the heart of Rick and Morty. He the lifeblood of the show, man. You can't remove him from it. He's everything. Like, he is the guy who voices them. He quote unquote created the show. What he did was he parodied Back to the Future. And the way he parodied Back to the Future was by badly redrawing the characters and having them go, "Oh, gee, I don't know, Doc. Marty, we've got to go back, Marty, we have to go back. Oh, gee, Doc, I don't know, Doc. Oh, gee." Which is almost entirely just how that movie is. So it's not much of a parody. It's just like a really shitty recreation. The show became Rick and Morty, and I don't want to... Listen, I'm not going to be like a toe sucker for Dan Harmon too much here, because Lord knows he's also done some terrible stuff. But I would say that it is entirely... I would say likely that about 90% of the heart of Rick and Morty is Dan Harmon and not Justin Roiland. I've seen Dan Harmon create lots of very funny and enjoyable shows. I've seen Justin Roiland play the same one guy 57 times. And it's just him going, geez, I don't know, maybe, we'll see. Which, as far as, like, improv goes, if that is what first of all, there's two things there. One, if he's not improving, then he needs to get better at writing. This is upsetting. Let's just go ahead and take this, because I don't really know what else to do. The second is, if he is improving, it's not very good improv. I don't think you're meant to just go, gee, I don't know, gee, I don't know. And listen, it's very easy for me to say all of this now. I loved Rick and Morty. I'm not ragging on Rick and Morty. Do I watch it at the moment? No. Did I enjoy it when I was watching it? Absolutely. I think it's extremely good, but I also think Dan Harmon makes very good shows. That's not like I'm not gonna try and deny that. I don't think, though, that Justin Roiland necessarily made the show what it was. I think he just voiced the characters, and it's a weird one, because the characters feel iconic, but they're not really, because he's done the same voice a million times. So, I don't know, they're not that iconic, I guess. Maybe they're just iconic through, like, sheer force. Just because there are so many people that sound like it now. Because Justin Roiland doesn't do any other characters. Alright, I'm gonna chill out now. It is just me ragging on Justin Roiland. Which is, like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with it, but it's not necessary. I don't think anyone needed me to come to their aid to like, tell Justin Roiland that he's not the best voice actor in the world. Anyways, it's just wild that Elon Musk was like, he's the heart and soul of the show. Hey, come on, we all abuse people from time to time. We all commit a little bit of domestic violence every now and then. It's not a big deal. Now, what's that in the face of great television? It's just bananas. It is like, unless it feels a bit cringy to say it. Like, I was cringing a little bit before the words left my mouth. But it's a little bit glass onion. In terms of, like, in terms of, I don't know, just the fact that he can just say stuff like that, and that's fine. He can just be like, hey, I support this guy who was doing a ton of domestic abuse. I'm all for it. What's the big deal? No one's ruining Justin Roiland's life over it. It's just, hey, we don't want to work with this guy because he's a piece. He's a piece of garbage. Which I am in full support of. I mean, this is the whole, not to get too political, but this is the whole backbone. We only have 8 items, by the way. It does not feel like a lot of items. I guess we're going to the Lamb. I would say it's unlikely. But we'll see. Ow. But the backbone of the whole, like, free speech discussion and things like that is like, oh, you're not allowed to reprimand this person for doing or saying something because free speech, but surely it's the free speech that allows you to say something or reprimand them or do something. Like, that's just, it's a bit of an open and shut case. If it's up to X person to decide whether they do or don't want to work with someone, then it's their right to make that call. And that's kind of the end of the conversation. I'd like, it's against free speech for you to be like, oh, hey, you can't fire this person because I don't want you to. At some point, someone's got to be able to call the shots, and it's just whoever's in charge at the time. Hold on. And that's just how that works, unfortunately. I don't know. I've gotten political. I've said something mildly, but like it's an incredibly mild take. It's not a hot take at all. I don't think. But now that I've entered this headspace, I'm just a bit like, well, where do I go from here? Ow! Where are we? We're at Dank Depths 2. Do we even have another shot at a shop? Is that it? I just have 31 coins and nothing to do with them? I have no idea. Most of my damage is coming from what is essentially a close range melee ability. This is just a complete travesty. I will take Infamy for sure. I'll take Strength over Wheel of Fortune. Whoa, 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 whoa! I got jump scared. And yeah. I don't know, I've talked myself into a bit of a hole now. I've just been talking about, like, mild political stuff for the last 5-10 minutes, and I don't really know what to do with myself. I don't know how to turn this fun. Yeah, I got nothing. I think I've made a mistake here in the monologue. Oh, okay, yeah, that is it for all the shops that I can use. That's unfortunate. So anyway, ow. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. I've fully trapped myself. I'm a bit stuck. Hold on. We're very close to... Okay. I was gonna say we're very close to clearing Mom without running into any problems. We are truly in one of the most undercooked runs I think I've ever seen in Isaac. Like, we don't really have anything. Which sucks. We're rocking near enough base damage. Ow. We have like a little bit of defensive stuff, but it's not that good. This is my nightmare. Ow. I don't like where it's headed. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. And I think that the state of the monologue does not bode well either. Let me try and think of like literally anything to talk about. The problem is, my life at present has been dominated by like a YouTube binge. Like, I have just been sat rewatching like everything that the Yogscast has ever done, basically. Because I don't know, I don't know what else to do with myself is I think the answer. I could be working on Isaac stuff, but then like, if my whole day is just me recording Isaac, then what the hell am I going to talk about? It's just me going, so anyway, today I recorded Isaac, but you already knew that. The answer to my problems is that I need to like go outside and do some stuff, but you know, I'm strapped for cash and I don't know what the hell I would do anyway. I guess I just gotta go on some walks and, you know, try and like get a little bit of the observational comedy muscles flexing. I'm a little atrophied in that regard. And yeah, I think a big thing I need to do is get my memory back on track, because I know for a fact that when I leave this house, I'm thinking. Things are going through my head, I just don't remember what they were. And actually, that might be more of the problem than any of the stuff I've talked about in the past, about like, oh, assuming no one wants to hear what I have to say. I think the problem might be less like self-esteem and more literally forgetting everything. I think there's maybe some room for improvement as far as recalling information. My long-term memory is dominated by like TV theme songs and obscure trivia to like movies I watched on VHS. So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't possibly make room for new things like what I did yesterday. This is all crucial information. Ow. I don't like where it's headed. I also think maybe this is part of why I need to make something else besides Isaac's on here. I think that when a run starts going badly in Isaac, the things it does to my mood are not great. Because it feels so unrecoverable. That my brain just starts getting sad, you know? I've talked about this with other stuff that I've done, and someone said that I should play Forspoken, which is a game that so seems not up my alley. It's got like I was saying this fairly recently that Forspoken, and this is again, this is just an episode where I'm just needlessly ragging on stuff. It's a game that has such tremendous flop energy. Like, sometimes games come out where you just look at them for 30 seconds and you're like, this is going nowhere. This is gonna be bad. It's not gonna be good. Visually, it looks like it's not gonna be good. The name Forspoken indicates to me that the game will not be good. Can I explain why? No. I feel like it's an if you know, you know situation. If you don't understand what I mean by the name Forspoken having flop vibes, then, you know, I don't think you have a place in this conversation, because you're just gonna get annoyed that I'm saying it. You're gonna go like, why do you keep saying this game has flop vibes? It looks really good. And I'm gonna say, we're not running in the same race here. And honestly, that's fine. I'm not gonna hate on you for it, but like, maybe I'm not the guy to talk to. I don't know if my opinion's gonna be able to do much for you. My mind was made up a long time ago, and honestly, it's gonna stay that way. I think, at least for the time being. It's a more fundamental thing than oh, Forspoken is bad. I can't really describe it. It's a little more philosophical, shall we say? Because I'm just that kind of guy. I'm just a very philosophical guy. I can't really put it into words. It's more of a vibe. It's a philosophical vibe. And you couldn't really understand it. Is really all it's like the long and short of the whole thing I'm getting at here. It's very much my thing for me. And I just need you to accept that and move on. As a great man once said, all I know is that I know nothing, and I think that you could take a leaf out of that book, for real. What am I talking about? I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to, like, the game or the monologue for that fight. I was just babbling and letting my mind wander off. Which, I'll tell you, it felt really good. Like, that's absolutely where my brain wants to be right now. So, you know, I might just keep sending it there. I might just keep going back to that place. And you can have, like, the dregs of me going, like... And basically, the short version of what I'm saying, if I had to summarize in the fewest number of words possible so as to make a concise point about what it is that I'm thinking and feeling without having to use too many words to describe it, so as to avoid making this drag out longer than it needs to, unnecessarily. It's that I find the current situation in which I find myself rather lackluster, so as to say the least. And I appreciate that you have an opinion that isn't necessarily my opinion, but that we have opinions, and that I also have one that is mine, that isn't yours. And that we can all agree that that's what's happening at any given point, regardless of whether or not we all agree that that's what's happening. That was pretty good. Like, it wasn't good for you, it was great for me. I was able to, like, genuinely just shut off for that entire period. It was really nice. I felt really good about that. That was like... That last, like, 30 seconds was more relaxing than any sleep that I've had for the last 5 years. I feel more, like, refreshed and rejuvenated as a result of that than I have done on any morning that I've woken up for as long as I can remember. It was amazing. It was euphoric. Just, like... Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe, like, when I'm going to bed, I need to just, like, actually mindlessly babble to wrestle my brain out of a state of, like, you know, like, I don't want to say overthinking, because I don't think what I'm doing is necessarily the same as a lot of other folks who overthink when they're in bed. I'm not really thinking much. I am just, like, conscious, and I know that I'm conscious, and I used to do a lot of the classic, like, laying in bed thinking, oh my god, I have to go to sleep, I really need to go to sleep, I'm too awake, go to sleep. And then I realized that that's just detrimental, like, you are keeping yourself awake by doing that. But the alternative is I just lay there listening to my own tinnitus. Like, I lay in bed and I'm like, until I fall asleep, which is not the most relaxing thing in the world. I don't, you know, that's not 100% of the time. There are definitely still times where I lay in bed and think a lot. But maybe the key to getting out of this is I should be thinking things to, like, drown out the tinnitus and drown out the overthinking. And instead, just make those thoughts the most, like, mind-numbingly boring stuff possible. And just do exactly what I was doing a second ago and just go like, basically, if I want to go to sleep, then what I'm gonna have to do is make sure that I'm blah 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 blah. I think there's something to this. Actually, I'm gonna use this and just take the magician with me. Because I can and will. I will it so. And yeah, maybe then I'm gonna finally get some decent rest. I say that, my rest has been... Whoa. My rest has been a lot better since I moved apartment. And I've been, Have we taken a devil deal? I have no idea. No, we haven't. But this is our last shot at one. So I'm gonna peek it. Pentagram is just really good. So, I mean, I guess I'm taking it. I don't want Spectral Tears, thank you very much. This run is a mess. This is really bad. Like, we're gonna... I think we could feasibly make it to the lamb here, but we're gonna have to... like, really pull it out of the bag in the dark room. If we want to make it through without dying. Ow. Because I mean, generally, I do take a couple of hits on the dark room. I'll be honest with you, I'm not prone to taking hits. How many times did I say not there? I lost track? Okay, that's something. Like, I'll take a soul heart at this point. I am tempted... I'm gonna do it. I wish I hadn't. And yeah, I don't know. There have been a lot of, like... what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of, like, underwhelming Isaacs as of late. As I've said a million times before, it's a skill set I'm working on. I'm coming off the back of, like, some major talking muscle atrophy. So, like, it's gonna be a minute before I'm kind of up to scratch. I know that, I'm just making sure you know that. This is, like, definitely way too late into this video to be talking about it, by the way. But, as of recording, I'm at, like, 114 subscribers, and I want to say thank you very much for subscribing if you are one of the newer people. And you're this far into this video, I couldn't possibly imagine why, because it's been pretty rough. And I want you to know that I don't always talk about it, but I appreciate it very much. I have a lot of appreciation for anyone that, like, wants to give my half-assed ramblings the time of day. Because I recognize they're not that good. And I recognize that, you know, hopefully they'll be good someday, they're just not there right now. And that if you're enjoying it, then that's pretty sweet, and that means that you see something here that I don't necessarily see just yet. But that's exciting, and highly motivating. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we can find out what that is relatively soon. Hold on. Besides that, man. You know, I got nothing. I think we can call it a day. We'll just check out of this monologue for the rest of this one. Hold on. I'm bombing now. He's so good. Wait, the other guy lived? I'm gonna use my homing shot here to ensure that we actually make it to the dark room. And then what we can do is we can hope that... Ow. We make it to the dark room first of all, and then secondly, the devil deals that we find in our chests over yonder dark room are good enough that we can actually beat the lamb here. Hold on. I really wish you wouldn't. Referring to shooting the laser beam like before I've had time to cross over. We have very little HP as well, I will say. This is too many little leeches right at the beginning of the fight. I'm gonna die. What on earth? I got stomped on, and I killed him. You're kidding me. What the hell? I had it too. Okay. Well, I'll be honest, I completely saw that coming. I did not actually think we were going to win that run. It was very undercooked. And I apologize that it took 40 minutes to get to that. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here, and then I'm going to move my mouse as quickly as I can to end the recording, because I haven't moved it in 40 minutes, which means as soon as I do, it's going to do the Windows, but we've detected a USB device that's been plugged in the entire time. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Isaacs are going to keep coming in just as and when I feel like it for the time being. I have a real job, I have a life, I have things to do. And those get in the way of recording Isaacs. So that's why there hasn't been one for a few days, but I will get back on it as soon as I can. And yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see. Bye.